Greetings, Willow here. I have been asked to talk about how the energies have been affecting us. I've had a lot of people that are clients and friends, and they're all asking me if I've been feeling this energy shift too. And it's really not been affecting a lot of people in a very positive way. I think this started back probably before the last full moon, and the energies that were building up to that full moon started to affect people, and I've been hearing a lot of people telling me they're depressed, they're angry, they're tired, they don't know why they're not feeling like themselves. And I've been feeling it too. You guys aren't alone. I've been feeling it too. And I know I've gone through some things with the loss of my cat back in May that I got into a grieving pattern. So I was depressed, I was sad and trying to heal from that, but it didn't help because I got a lot of these other energies coming from the universe, from the planets, from the moon, from the sun, from all of this going on. And so more and more people are talking about, why are they sad? Why are they angry? Why are they depressed? And so I've wanted to approach that subject. And even most recently, we've even had people committing suicide here in New Orleans. And this is because there's nobody for people to reach out to. It's like we have shut ourselves down into this. We have social media, but a lot of people won't even reach out for help. They'll talk about things on Facebook, but they won't actually reach out to actual friends, loved ones, to say, hey, I'm really feeling down and I don't really want to live anymore. And I'm here if anybody wants to talk. And I know that your friends and family would want to talk to you. So please don't feel like you don't have anywhere to turn. These energies, yes, they're rough. They're really bad. Today, even, I woke up angry and I had absolutely no reason to be mad. I even slept pretty good last night, but I woke up and I was just grumpy. And, it's like my cats meowed and I was mad about it, and they're cats. But we all were going through stuff. And today, and especially because of this eclipse today and a new moon, we've got like all this energy at us right now. And then we're going to go back into a Mercury retrograde on the 7th. So we've got all of these things coming up that are all affecting us. So how can we decipher what is just outside energy that's affecting us and things that are really our own that we might need to kind of evaluate? So if you've been angry and you're feeling angry, ask yourself why. What are reasons for your anger? I tried to find a reason for mine, and I didn't have any reason why I was mad. Today, there was absolutely no reason. Things are going really well for me right now. I have 4 healthy cats, and I guess I'm feeding 5 more outside that I thought I was only feeding 3. So more and more are showing up. But I mean, that's the extent of my life. And so, I'm feeding cats and going to work and helping my clients. There's no reason for me to be angry. So I realized that I needed to just quiet my mind, meditate, and I put my energy into artwork today. So try to find an outlet for your energy if you don't know where that's coming from and you can't say, yeah, that's mine. So the next thing that you can do is, if it is yours, how can you deal with it? How can you kind of take an inventory of that emotion, that anger emotion, and just ask yourself, well, okay, if I'm angry, maybe I'm angry from something that happened 6 months ago. Might have been only a couple of weeks ago, but it could have been 6 months ago. It could have been childhood. There could be things that you are now having come up to the surface that you didn't even realize you had never taken care of. You had never found closure. You've never figured it out. So now is a time for meditation. If you are feeling, let's just say, the anger energy, and you don't know why you're angry, but you figured out that you were mad at somebody from your past, somebody did something to you, and you're angry, and that's the energies that you're picking up on. Maybe you haven't let go of something. So we have to ask ourselves in those situations, what did I learn out of that situation? Because that was a life lesson. It could suck, but it was a life lesson. So we have to ask ourselves, okay, what did I learn? Because let's face it, a life lesson is like taking a class. If you get through that lesson, you don't have to retake the class. So if you don't learn your life lesson, you're going to have another situation pop up till you learn that lesson. So why are you feeling that? Okay, I'm angry because this happened 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever. This happened to me when I was a kid. Okay, so what did you learn from it? Let's figure out what your lesson is first. Okay, you've learned something about yourself. You've learned how to choose your friends better. You've learned to maybe not allow people to take advantage of you. There are those things, okay? So once you've learned that, you can go, okay, so how can I get past that? So what if you decided, okay, well, I'm angry. They took this much time of my life that I've devoted to this person, and now here I am. I feel like I've lost that time. My last marriage, it felt like I lost 12 years of my life. But I realized it was a lot of life lessons, not just one, but multiple ones. And I'm no longer angry. I actually embrace that, and I'm grateful for all the lessons that I've had. And you will get to that point where you can say that. It takes time. It takes growth. It took me years to realize that I'm grateful for all those lessons. I can now help other people that are going through similar things. So that's one thing. So you can figure out what your life lesson was, be grateful for the lessons, and then go, okay, well, how can I go through this? How can I work through this? Well, my old adage is success is the best revenge. You don't have to do anything back to anybody. You don't have to be angry anymore. Just focus on what you want in life. If you have a goal, focus on it. Be as successful as possible. If you've had relationship stuff, and let me tell you, I've had my share. You just have to go, you know what? Those were old situations. I've learned from each one of those relationships. Those were all life lessons. So now, what can I do to maybe attract the right kind of person in my life when I'm ready? And for the right reasons. I always tell people, and this is very important to my clients, do not look for a relationship if you're lonely. Loneliness is not a good reason to get into any relationship. You're going to fall right back into a pattern. You're going to go right back into more life lessons. That's not the reason we get in a relationship. We get in a relationship when we are at the point where we can be alone, not feel lonely, and we just want to share our life with someone close. Maybe we just want to have a companion to go places with, have dinner with. It doesn't mean we are lonely. It just means it would be nice to have that. But if I don't have that, I'm still going to go out to have dinner by myself, or I'll still go to the movies. Those are the times when you're ready for a relationship. And that's just one example of a life lesson and how to get past things, okay? So other people have been depressed. And like I touched on that a little bit, I was depressed. I had not been depressed in a long time. It's been years since I actually felt such depression. But I think a lot of mine was grieving the loss of a familiar. And I didn't even realize that. And somebody said, Willow, no wonder you're still grieving. You lost a familiar. And I'm like, but I have 4 other cats. But I was probably the closest with Kakarot, and I never even realized it. We had a really special bond, even though he was only in my life for 18 months. We all don't realize sometimes the type of connections we have to people or animals. So don't be frustrated with yourself. Don't be angry with yourself. You have to accept your feelings. Be present in those feelings. I had to be present. And I realized it. And once I realized, oh my gosh, he was my familiar. No wonder I'm so upset. I'm like, but he's in a better place now. And yet I still see his shadow being around me all the time. His little spirit comes around a lot. So I'm never without him. And I know that. So how can I help you with depression? Well, the only thing I can tell you is you are not alone, even if you feel you are. That's what depression does to us. If you are feeling down, please seek out help. If you're feeling suicidal, please call a suicide hotline. Call a friend. Make them listen. Call family. Make them listen. And if you don't get that from family, then you call a suicide hotline. But please, don't end your life, because guess what, guys? You're going to have to come right back and do another life lesson again. You don't get to drop out of school. You've got to go through it. You've got to finish all of your lessons. So checking out early is not the answer, okay? So get help. You are not alone. Now, what if you're just sad? Well, is there something that makes you feel better? Maybe if you went out and walked outside and stopped hiding in your home. I know it's hot. Maybe you could get a ride or take an Uber or something. Just go to a museum, walk around. Here in New Orleans, Wednesdays you can go to the art museum for free if you're a resident. So there are things you can do, but you need to get out of your home, out of your head, and get out, experience new things. That's a really good way to get out of a sadness. And for those who are creative or not creative, draw, paint, sculpt. Do something to put your energy in something positive. Those are good ways to get out of a funky mood. So there's lots of things. And if you're angry, meditate. If you're actually angry about something and it's really hard to let it go, meditate on it. There are subliminal meditations where you can release anger. And I found those on YouTube. So try that. But do different things. If you have a question, you can always ask, Willow, can you recommend a video? Can you give me some suggestions how I can turn this emotion around? I will gladly help you. You don't even have to have a personal reading for that. Just send me a message. I'll send you one back. I will try to help. And if I won't help, there's friends out there too. I know that everybody will help you. But please don't feel alone. So what else can we do? It's a new moon. What do we do on new moons? We attract new things. So what about attracting better emotion? Let's try to bring in joy and happiness into our lives today. You can do it the same way we do it for the full moon. Write down on a piece of paper what you're grateful for. And also write down the things that you'd like to bring into your life. If you want to bring in happiness or joy or your special person, write it down. It's a new moon. It's the perfect time, and it's an eclipse. We're really getting into a lot of energy here. So the one thing you can also understand is This new moon and eclipse is allowing us to connect more with our divine energy. And our divine energy is always around us. We just forget about it. So today, tonight, write those things down that you want to bring in. Light a white candle. You can burn them and let that smoke rise and take your message to the universe. And ask the universe to bring it in, and meditate on what you want to bring in. See yourself already having it. Bring in that happiness, bring in that joy. Happiness and joy will always be stronger than anger, but you have to focus on the happiness and joy. Because if you looked at energy vibrations, and I explained this today, if you have like the tall thermometer and you're looking at the temperature outside, but instead this is about vibrational energies. So halfway up is neutral, it's balanced energies. You're getting into your spiritual stuff when you get higher, but the lower stuff, that's our mundane energy. That's our human stuff. That's our anger and our disappointment. That's our fear, frustration. And we want to rise above that. So we need to raise our energies. And we do that with music and meditation and releasing it. But when we get to balance, now we are at the point where we're like at that new moon and we can start to bring in energies now. So now is the time to reach up to that happiness and joy, reaching all the way to enlightenment. That's where we want to go. So we have to learn to raise our vibration and get out of that negative human stuff. And I'm just as guilty as everybody with it. It's time to raise it up. Raise up the vibration. Love yourself. You're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful soul. I know that you touch many people in your lives just by being in existence. And you have to remember that too. We all need each other. So please, if you need help, get help. It's a new moon. Bring in some happiness and joy into your life. It's time. And don't worry about Mercury retrograde. There's actually good stuff that goes along with Mercury and retrograde, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I did want to touch some points on the energies that we're all feeling, and to let you know you're not alone. We are all feeling the anger and the frustration and this depression and disappointment and the sadness. But today is a new moon and we can have a new start. So let's start to bring in the high vibrations, the joy and happiness and enlightenment. Let's bring in the things that we want and try not to focus so much on the negative human emotions right now. Let's turn it around. Reach out. Send your love out to someone who may need help. There's a lot of us right now that could use it. I'm sending my love energy out to all of you who need it. I'm asking the divine source to wrap her golden white light of healing around each and every one of you, sending you pure love and joy. And I really hope that this has helped just listening to know that you're a great person and a great being and such a blessing on everyone around you, whether you believe it or not. So let's raise our vibrations and let's bring in our happiness and our joy. If you are seeking a personal reading, please see my website at willowlemachant.com. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. You'll see all the links down below. And I'm also going to try to add some links to a couple of videos that I recommend to reach a higher vibration and also to help release anger and depression so that we can reach our joy and our happiness. And until next time, be blessed.